and many of them appeared to be Chinese. Now, we know what's going on with the border. We understand all the illegals crossing over, Mexican, Chinese, South American, Muslim, and the like. And so we know this is no big thing, but I just thought I'd go ahead and share this with you. This is the latest for crossing over in the border. Chinese. Yeah, so as you can see, there is some women and children in there, but it is majority military-aged men. You can see both Chinese and South American in that group there. And so I've had a theory, I've had an idea pretty much from the beginning of this. We understand the breaking down the nation borders, blending all the things together, specifically America from Canada to South America. They're trying to blend all that together, and we understand what's going on in Europe as well, who they've got it worse than we do. I know that still surprises some people when I say that, but it's true. They've got a much bigger problem than we do as far as this goes. Even those are, you can see what's going on. But my idea was, you're trying to create a neutral style military type of deal. And so this seems to, the latest thing that I saw from Senator Durbin here is it seems to be kind of going in that direction. Now, again, if this is going to happen, we don't know. This stuff comes in and fails all the time. But it seems to be kind of going in that direction. That's what they seem to be thinking. And so there could be various reasons for the mass infiltration, and we could possibly be seeing one of the possible reasons come into play. Illinois Senator Durbin has just recently talked about allowing the illegal immigrants to join the military and earn their citizenship. That's right. He wants the illegals to join the U.S. military, and then they can earn their citizenship from there. Using the drastically low recruitment numbers of the military, if you guys don't know, they're having a ridiculously hard time, not only finding anybody who's willing to join the military, but anybody who's actually fit enough to join the military. I think both of those are done on purpose in order to maybe do something like this. And so he talks about the really low recruitment numbers of the military, and he's talking about filling the military with those who hold no attachment at all to the country or the people in it. And we'll talk about why that's significant in just a second, but here is his announcement of this. Check it out.
What troubles me about the debate now about the southern border is it is one half of the immigration equation. Yes, we need order at the border. Yes, we need to have changes in the laws that reflect the reality of the overwhelming numbers from all over the world who are coming to our shores and our border. But there is also an incredible demand for legal immigration into this country even now. The presiding officer, my colleague from the state of Illinois, has legislation which addresses one aspect of that. Her bill, and I hope I describe it accurately, says that if you're an undocumented person in this country and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States. Do we need that? Do you know what the recruiting numbers are at the Army and the Navy and the Air Force? They can't reach their quotas each month. They can't find enough people to join our military forces. And there are those who are undocumented who want the chance to serve and risk their lives for this country. Should we give them the chance? I think we should.
All right. So, yeah, that's what we got going on with that. So this is what he was talking about. This comes from his website. This was his press release, his news bulletin, whatever you want to call it. But he goes in to talk about how he's trying to call on both sides to basically allow this system to go through, because it will, in his words, fix the legal immigration thing and the low military numbers and all that. He goes into like the Dreamer program and how some of the illegals that come over through the Dreamer program became cops and all that stuff, which that's a different subject. We're not even going to go into that. But this is what he's trying to do. Now, this tends to fit in with that theory that I was talking about, where it has to do a fix or the reason why for the mass immigration in the United States and Europe. The idea of creating a neutral military within the country, basically having a military full of people who have no attachment to the country, to the towns and the cities that they're in, or even the people of the country. Now, why is that important? Because then you have a military who is fully controlled by whoever's above them. They're not going to be thinking for themselves. They're going to be just following orders. Where have we heard that before? That, again, have no attachment to the country or the people in it, who will be willing to beat, bruise, or even kill to shoot at citizens of the country. You can see where I'm going with this. We've talked about this with the United Nations, having a United Nations military as well, where they're neutral. They have absolutely no care for anybody who's in the country. And so if they're told to go in to restore order or bring peace to a country that they're not attached to, they'd be willing to do this. Now, this is something that I've thought about for a long time, because go back 15 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, there was a thing that came out where part of the recruitment deal was you were asked a question if you'd be willing to fire on American citizens. That was an actual question that was on the military recruitment page. And several generals in the United States were actually relieved of duty because they said they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't give orders to do that. So this is something that I believe has been in the works for a long time. And so if you create a society where either they're unfit to serve, which I'm nobody to talk, I've got plenty of baggage on me right now. But still, if you're unfit to serve and or nobody wants to even join the military, well, you start bringing in illegal immigrants with no attachment to gain citizenship, to gain housing, to gain food for their families and whatnot. They join a military, just do what they're told. It's the perfect way to do this. Not only that, but we've got things happening in the US and Europe where they're creating soldier housing, basically barracks and operation camps and all these types of things. I've already talked about the Colony Ridge development here in Texas, which of course you got Mr. Abbott there, who's a WEF boy who's supporting that. If you guys look at the pictures of that thing, it's perfectly fit for a boot camp type of deal. Housing for these illegal soldiers is already housing the illegal immigrants now. Why not just make it a base camp? So there's things like that. There's also the thing out there about Walmart and FEMA having their contract with what they can turn the Walmart centers into. And there's all that stuff. We're not going to get into that. But so far, it seems like that's the direction it's going. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that's for sure what's going to happen. It just seems to be going in that direction. So this is definitely something to pay attention to.